Stay tuned for the biggest fish, the hottest bites, this week here on In-Depth Outdoors. With James Holst.
Look at that. Wow, is that an incredible fish?
And the rest of the IDO fishing team. We're headed to the best fisheries across the upper Midwest and Canada. We'll fish longer, explore unfished bodies of water, and go further off the beaten path in search of the hottest bites in fresh water.
Look at that.
With Cal Schwiel.
What a specimen.
And Joel Nilsson.
Whoa, this is an absolute monster.
This is In-Depth Outdoors.
You ready to do this thing? Let's do it. Catch some crappies, man. This is it, huh?
This is it.
I don't know how often you have weather like this time of January. This is unbelievable,
This
man.
is great. This is great.
Well, I suppose the game plan is going to be find them so we can sit on them right at dark.
Yes, I'd like to get a series of holes coming in this way and this way if we can, and
I'm good at making holes in ice.
slide in and out and see where the fish are at here.
Sounds good. You whistle when I get too far in one direction. I finally broke out the gas auger for the first time this year.
Oh.
Good morning, everyone. James Holst here with In-Depth Outdoors, and on today's show, we're fishing near Cass Lake, Minnesota, out here on the ice with Phil Bowerly. What we're going to do today is we're going to share a great pattern for getting in on some big crappie that doesn't involve fishing deep water. Here in northern Minnesota, very often when you're targeting big crappie midwinter, you're talking about catching crappie from 30, 35, and even 40 foot of water. That's great if you're going to keep them all, but that's not good if you want to release those fish. And anytime we're talking about catching big crappie, to me that's any fish over 13 inches, and I really do like to see those fish go back. So what we're looking to do today is find fish in 20 foot of water or less. And in those areas, I expect two things. One, those fish are going to release great, and two, you're going to run into some much larger and more active fish than you'll typically encounter in deeper water. So as everybody knows, we typically start our day out there on the ice at sunrise. That's not the case today. We didn't get out here on the ice until about 2:30 in the afternoon, and there's a reason we chose that time. Very often what we find is these crappies really don't start feeding heavily until just before sundown, and they'll carry that strong bite window a couple hours after the sun has set on the horizon. So we got out here, we've punched a bunch of holes, and now the job for Phil and I is to see if we can't put some fish on the ice. Oh yeah. Oh, there he is. We are coming into a wonderful time of the afternoon here. You know, this is a technique, kind of a general presentation that as a kid in southern Minnesota, holy smokes, we used to get on better than average size fish. And let me tell you, this is way better than average size right there. Look at that thing. That is a slab and a half. We are going to have some fun. You got a rod with you, Phil? Because
Yes, I
got crappie marks just staring at us.
I'm going to move over here. You found them, James.
I can't take any credit for it. That hole there has Phil's name all over it. You punched it. Look at that fish. Just an absolute pie. Biggest crappie I've caught this year by far. Fishing that 1/12 of an ounce tumbler spoon in glow goldfish. Really cool color. Just tipped it with a couple wax worms. I'm not going to spend a lot of time gabbing about this fish because I've got a whole bunch more down there on the fish finder on the LX9. So back this fish goes. Don't mind eating crappies, but I'm not eating one that big. So, all right, back you go, big pie. All right, I'm going to talk and drop at the same time here. Now what we're doing here is we're fishing an area adjacent to a basin. A basin is like the deepest part of this lake. And we're up on top of a flat adjacent to that deeper water, and these bigger fish will come up out of that deeper water where they kind of spend most of their days, and they get up in the shallow water, and this is where they're going to feed heavily and aggressively until we just kind of lose light for the day. You know, a lot of times guys will make the mistake of staying out over those basins, sitting on those crappies that they could catch intermittently throughout the day. Oh, I got another tag. Guys very often will just stay out in that deeper water as you start to lose light levels. And so very often what ends up happening is the most aggressive and the biggest crappies will come up shallow. So we're going to show you here today what we look for as far as structure is concerned and changes in bottom composition to stay on these fish. But let me tell you, when you find them up here just a little bit shallower, they're almost always bigger than those fish that roam out deeper. That first fish I had definitely kind of set the standard. That's a nice fish anywhere. You know, back where I'm from in the metro in Minnesota, I'd be happy to catch fish like this, but that is just an absolute little guy compared to that first fish I just iced. Things are gonna get busy. So I'm gonna let that fish go, rifle him right back down, see if we can't catch another one. Before I throw that back down, I'm gonna show you what I'm fishing with here. This is one of those VMC tumbler spoons. It's a great crappie bait. It's got a real thin profile to it, glow back in orange there, and just throwing a couple of wax worms on it. And that's the 1/12 of an ounce, just a fantastic crappie bait. Get that back down. And as a crappie angler, this is what you want to see right here.
Nearly 70 years ago, a simple idea was taking form in the heart of the ice belt. That idea was, if you combined a commitment to quality with a passion for the sport of ice fishing, you could build a better ice auger. From that idea, StrikeMaster was born, forever committed to innovation in the quest to build a lighter, more durable auger. StrikeMaster, powerful, durable, reliable.
The WX2060 and the MX2040 from Skeeter Boats, loaded with a long list of standard features anglers want at an unbeatable price, including a Yamaha VMAX SHO 250 horsepower outboard, Yamaha T9.9 kicker with remote controls, Lowrance HDS12 Gen 3 touch at the dash, and a Minn Kota 112 Ulterra on the bow. The WX2060 priced at $59,995. The new MX2040 priced at $58,995. More comfort, more standard features. When you move up to a WX2060 or MX2040, you get more of everything.
VMC's dominating line of panfish baits just got even better with the introduction of new baits molded from high-density tungsten, the miracle metal that offers the same weight as traditional lead at half the size. The platoon of new baits include the Tungsten Fly, fast-sinking VMC Nymph and Waxtail soft baits pre-rigged on VMC tungsten jigs, and the innovative tungsten chandelier jig that targets roaming panfish like a fish-seeking missile. The next time you hit the ice, tie on a tungsten, and you'll be fishing fast and taking names with VMC.
Oh, there we go.
There's fish here.
Yep. Oh, bring it on over, Phil.
My mama didn't raise no fool, James. I'm coming right in.
Yeah, actually, you know, having another extra guy over here would be great to kind of hold these fish, keep them from swimming around. Come on. Of course, you had to get all up in the transducer, didn't you? Oh, just a giant. Look at that. Just a pie and a half. This is pretty much where you're going to hook every one of these crappies fishing these small spoons. It'll be just right in the beak, right in the tip of the nose. The nice thing is, it's really easy to pop that hook loose. No harm, no foul as far as that fish is concerned, and that's another absolute trophy crappie there. But I'm gonna fire that guy back. This is the time of day where you wanna be doing, just being really efficient with your fishing technique, because you can catch so many fish in such a short amount of time. See you, bye. Oh man, this is so much fun. I mean, really when you get right down to it, crappies are just about the perfect panfish for the ice fishermen. They stack up in numbers, they feed aggressively throughout the winter, and they play wonderfully on the fish finder. As far as I'm concerned, the flasher makes catching these fish just so much more fun. Being able to see how they react to every movement of the bait really adds a lot of enjoyment for me. If I had to fish blind, I probably wouldn't enjoy it very much. And crappies are just great fun for those reasons. Back he goes. And I don't know what it is about this hole. Frankly, I do not care. They are stacked right here. Got him. Oh yeah. And there's another one down there waiting, Phil. I don't know what your first fish were, you know, as an angler. This is it for me. Southern Minnesota, there's not a lot of choices as far as fish to catch or, you know, places to fish. Kind of cut my teeth doing this. You know, you think about what I do for a living, it's crazy where I came from. Austin, Minnesota, that's Moore County. That's one of the, I think, 3 counties in Minnesota that doesn't have a natural lake. Maybe that's why I appreciate it so much.
We're spoiled up here, aren't we?
Well, you can't throw a rock over your shoulder without hitting good crappie water up here. Back that one goes. Once you kind of pin these guys down, then they just kind of mill around.
They do. I don't know, the last few times I've been out, they haven't really, we've kind of stayed on them, you know?
Phil, I had my rod, I couldn't get my gloves on. I looked down at my rod, the bow whip tip, and it's just going womp, womp,
I got
womp.
2 that are getting real serious here, I think. We've got some schoolies here now, don't we?
Ah, man, where I live, that's considered a pretty good crappie, but yeah, for your neck of the woods, that might be a schoolie. This one's got a broken tail, Phil.
Yeah?
Look at that. It's just got a big curve to it. Life isn't easy. Woo. Boy, they're seeing this bait because every time I drop it, they come right up into it.
You still have that glow goldfish on?
I've got it on, yeah.
I might have to switch to that because I'm getting a lot of lookers, but no takers yet. That's been a good color for you this year, hasn't it?
It has. And for a color, I mean, that's a color that I just haven't fished much in the past prior to this year. There he is. There he is.
Nice. Ooh.
Yeah, this one feels like a stud. Oh, Phil. Wait till you see this one. Oh, he's hooked right in the bottom lip. Come here. There we go. My day would be made if that was my first one. I'm a spoiled kid today. I think that's my 3rd one.
It's like a side of beef there.
I know. Oh. How old do you figure a fish is like that up here? Is that 10, 12 years old?
I would say it's got to be at least 6 or 7.
I know one of the other places where, you know, I kind of run into crappies this big is up in Lake of the Woods, and a fish that big is probably usually, you know, 10 plus, you know? Heck of a fish. Oh, just look at that thing. That's a 2-hander there. All right. If I forget to tell you, Phil, thanks for fishing with me. Appreciate it. Back you go. Phil, I think I've got one of those UVs with me, if you want it.
That's what I just put on here, James.
Okay, I did not grab another goldfish.
I've got a couple of them here, I think. Why I went to the UV, I don't know.
At Markham, we know being the leader in ice sonar performance doesn't mean we get to rest on our laurels. Introducing the new I-Series line of flashers. Every model in our new I-Series line combines a bright and vivid display with Markham's advanced sonar technology to produce flasher sonar units that offer a larger display and increased viewing angles without compromising Markham's legendary sonar performance. This winter, don't settle for anything less than an I-Series flasher from Markham, the most powerful high-performance flasher sonar units ever built. VMC's dominating line of panfish baits just got even better with the introduction of new baits molded from high-density tungsten, the miracle metal that offers the same weight as traditional lead at half the size. The platoon of new baits include the Tungsten Fly, fast-sinking VMC Nymph and Waxtail soft baits pre-rigged on VMC tungsten jigs, and the innovative tungsten chandelier jig that targets roaming panfish like a fish-seeking missile. The next time you hit the ice, tie on a tungsten, and you'll be fishing fast and taking names with VMC.
From the first time you pick up a tuned-up custom rod, you'll know you're holding something special. A rod not mass-produced, but built one at a time by the hands of gifted craftsmen. Rods like the Precision, ice fishing's most versatile multi-species rod, or the Precision Noodle with a tip so sensitive you'll never fish a spring bobber again. And the Commander, the rod that's never met a big fish it couldn't best. Tuned-up custom rods. Ice rods handcrafted for you and the way you fish.
Ooh, ooh. If it's a bluegill, it's about the size of a hubcap. I'm gonna guess crappie. Just not fighting a lot like those other crappie. Holy smokes. I knew it was fighting just a little different. Wait till you see this thing. That's the biggest bluegill I've caught this winter. What a stud. Caught him on the exact same little spoon that we're getting those crappies on. That's that glow goldfish. Glow orange on one side and just kind of a orange/gold pattern on the front. It's just been a great bait for us this winter. I did not expect a bluegill that big. I mean, that is an absolute tub of a gill. I'll forego some crappies if I catch them like that, Phil.
Is that a bluegill?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Look at that. Boy, he wanted that spoon.
Beautiful bluegill.
That's 10 plus, guys. Look at that stud of a bluegill. Old warrior there. Tail's chewed on a little bit worn out. I'm gonna let that fish go. That one will do a great job of guarding nests this spring, and that's so important if you wanna keep a fishery around that produces giant gills. See you later, buddy. All right, back he goes. Bye. Whew. What a fish. Very distinct fight on those versus the crappies. You get the big swirls and kind of these really rhythmic head shakes built in there.
Got one.
I knew something was going on. I just didn't think it was a bluegill because it was fighting so big. Phil's into one. Less talking, more catching.
Not a crappie, just another decent gill, James. Not as big, not nearly as big as yours. Half the size of the one that you just got. Yeah, it's fun because you never know if it's going to be a 10-inch bluegill or a 14-inch crappie down there.
And I'll take one of each, doesn't matter.
Boy, it's almost getting time for some lantern light. Ooh, I get a good mark here coming up. If that's one fish, it's a good one. We got a bluegill or a crappie? In the transducer cord, it's a crappie. Oh, that water's cold. Another one down there. We'll let that one go to sea another day. I think there's a few of them down here. So I'm gonna get baited back up and get down there quick.
I think it's about time for these, Phil. Throw a little light on the subject.
Boy, I had one I had to work and he finally hit.
What was he?
Crappie.
We are on the edge of these things going nuts, I guarantee you.
That one was, he had a buddy down there too, but his buddy was not quite as cooperative.
Too smart for us, huh? I'm going over here.
A couple more mules would be really nice, wouldn't it?
That's right.
Or a flurry of them.
I caught a crappie over by the sled that was about 6 inches long. I also had a really big fish at 10 foot. Didn't get the spoon back down there, but boy, he looked like he was gonna play the part.
Oh. This fishing by lantern light sure brings back memories. Love it. There comes one. Ooh. Oh, I think this is probably a bluegill. A little bit more finicky. Not a bad gill.
Yeah, I got another one.
You got one too?
Not a giant, but man, it's just like every hole you're starting to see fish now.
Come into life.
Yeah, I mean, by no means a giant, but super fun.
This winter, set a trap for your next trophy with iFish Pro. Ideal for all species, iFish Pro is an innovative fishing system that allows an angler to use their favorite rod and reel instead of trying to manage the fish hand over hand. Complete your ice fishing arsenal with iFish Pro, tactical ice gear that puts the fight back into tip-up fishing.
Look at that.
Find iFish Pro online at ifishpro.com or at your favorite sporting goods retailer.
Everything you'd expect from a premium quality fish house and so much more. Glacier combines superior craftsmanship and premium quality materials to produce a comfortable and enjoyable mobile base camp for your next outdoor adventure. Available in a variety of models, a Glacier Ice House offers more standard features, more usable space, and a better fit and finish than the competition. Visit our website at glacierIcehouse.com to find a dealer near you and see why a Glacier Fish House is the ultimate way to play.
Nearly 70 years ago, a simple idea was taking form in the heart of the ice belt. That idea was, if you combined a commitment to quality with a passion for the sport of ice fishing, you could build a better ice auger. From that idea, StrikeMaster was born, forever committed to innovation in the quest to build a lighter, more durable auger. StrikeMaster, powerful, durable, reliable.
Here comes a fish. Oh, it's just eyeballing it.
There you go.
Tumbler spoon.
Bluegill?
I'm thinking with these small head shakes. The glow goldfish, we'll take them. Just shaking it down there.
Shake it, baby.
They don't want it jigged anymore. They're getting a little, their activity level's not as high as it was earlier. They were coming in and just thumping it. Okay. Not even sure I had waxies on that time. We're putting 3 wax worms on these treble hooks, 1 on each hook. Loading them right up, getting a lot of hits and misses, so they're taking the bait, and you want to make sure you have bait on there all the time, so the more the merrier, it seems like.
It's kind of nice when you find them like this before the sun sets. Once you kind of have them pinned down, after dark they'll come through in waves a little bit, but they're going to keep using that area. Very often you're going to have good action throughout the night. If you're willing to stick it out, chances are they'll continue to bite. Got one right on me. Eat it. After dark like this, you really want to slow down your jig motion. You know, during the afternoon, we'd kind of do longer sweeps and let that spoon flutter around more. You do that after dark, and more often than not, those fish will just bug out. They can still see, not really well, and they're going to eat. And when they do, they're really not willing to chase things around too much. There he is. All right. Now this to me is crappie fishing. Sun's gone down. Obviously we got the lanterns burning. Hearing the hiss of the lantern in the background there a little bit, and we're catching crappies. And these fish have continued to move up shallow. There we go. Beautiful fish. You know, sun just went down. I have no idea how long these crappies are gonna feed into the night. We've had a beautiful bunch of fish so far today. But this pattern reminds me of fishing as a kid. This is how we used to do it. Back when I was living in Austin, we drive up to that Faribault, Owatonna area. take the pickup truck, drive it out on the ice, and just fish with the pickup doors open. Of course, things have gotten a little bit fancier. Been very lucky to have improved our gear a little bit, but the fishing hasn't changed and the fish sure haven't. That is a great crappie right there. Not our biggest by any means, but a super specimen. All right, we'll let that guy go. No reason to start keeping fish now. We've let a bunch go tonight. Now here's the deal with these crappies. You'll get that peak feeding window right as the sun goes down, and it can last half hour, 45 minutes, an hour. It really depends on the evening. And then once the sun goes down, by no means is the bite over, but instead of having that just continual rush of fish one after another, what you see is you see waves. You might not be able to find fish for 15, 20 minutes, and then they come back through the area you're on, and man, you're just on fish again. So it pays to stick it out into the evening. And I've had a lot of great bites on the dark side of midnight. So this is a bite that on some bodies of water can go all night long.
Got one.
And I've got another one waiting for me. What'd you get, Mr. Phil?
Feels like a good one. He's wrapped in my transducer cord.
Need a hand?
Oh, maybe so.
Oh, you're gonna have a wet glove, pal.
Oh, there we go.
Look at that thing.
It's worth it.
Got him? That is a big gill, man.
Worked him and worked him and worked him.
Haven't you heard? We're fishing crappies.
You're catching the crappies, I'll catch the gills.
Well, when they're like that, I don't think you're gonna feel like you're getting a bad shake in that deal. It actually feels like it's warmed up since about 3:30. When we first got out here, it was actually a little cooler. And now it's like one of those nights where it actually feels like it's getting warmer.
Very comfortable.
I will tell you this though, the fish, they're down there, but boy, I tell you what, they have really slowed down. As far as how they're reacting to baits, it's just like this incredible crawl. That's a thick fish, Phil. I can't say I've caught a lot of bluegills after dark, but beautiful fish. Send some crappies. Very nice. Now, I don't know what a guy can say about a couple hours of fishing like we had here today, other than I love it when a plan comes together. Now, for anyone that loves to target crappies midwinter, really be taking a look for areas where these crappies and bluegills, as you saw in today's show, will slide up out of deeper water where you'll find them during midday, and they'll move up into shallower water to feed aggressively in that last hour of fishable light. And what you're gonna find is the fish are gonna be a lot more aggressive, and very often they're gonna be a lot bigger too. So before we go, I wanna say a special thanks to Phil Bowerly. He's a great guy, a fantastic guide. Anybody at home that might be interested in getting out and catching some fish with Phil, we're gonna run his contact information here at the end of the show. Now, Phil spends a lot of his time on Leech Lake targeting perch and walleye, but as you saw today, he's pretty handy with the panfish as well. So if you're interested, definitely look him up. So from Phil and I, thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.
For more info on the latest fish reports, gear recommendations, and hottest techniques, connect with us online at indepthoutdoors.com or follow us on Facebook at In-Depth Outdoors. And if you enjoyed today's show, be sure to let our sponsors know.